Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert plans on changing districts to a more conservative area of southwest Colorado in the 2024 election. In a video posted to Facebook, Boebert announced she plans on seeking office in Colorado's 4th congressional district.
It's the right move for me personally, and it's the right decision for those who support our conservative movement. This is the right move for Colorado, for us.
Lauren Boebert, who's currently facing steep competition for her Colorado congressional seat, has decided to jump to a less competitive district. Now, I swear I don't love talking about Lauren Boebert all the time, but she's just always up to something. This is sort of an update from a video I did earlier this week where I was talking about how Boebert promised to fight back against the prospect of ranked choice voting in Colorado, a voting protocol that is supposed to be more representative of the will of the electorate. Naturally, Republicans are saying that that's a bad thing. If you want more details on ranked choice voting and on the Republicans' views on it, you can check out that previous video. But just after I'd done that one, news dropped that Lauren Boebert was switching congressional districts. And I know what you're wondering, can she even do that? And the answer is yes. In the state of Colorado, she can. As long as you live in the state of Colorado, you can run in any district. Lauren Boebert's had a rough congressional term. While getting very little done and taking credit for more than she should have, she went through a very public divorce and she got caught being inappropriate and disruptive with a man in a theater where children were present. Now, this caused a lot of backlash amongst some of her most ardent supporters because her behavior showed that she doesn't actually live her life based on those strong family values that she purports to hold. Then she alienated herself from other members of her own party, notably the Freedom Caucus. In January of this year, she led the charge to block McCarthy from the House speakership, a fiasco that led to 15 rounds of voting before McCarthy was eventually instated and the role of the speakership had been weakened. But later this year, when the Freedom Caucus wanted to remove McCarthy from the role, Boebert voted to keep him there. She had only barely won her seat in her last election, just eking out a win by a few hundred votes over her Democratic challenger. For this election, she was supposed to take on that same Democrat, who, by the way, has been significantly out fundraising Boebert with most of his campaign contributions coming from individual donors. Boebert, due to the aforementioned shenanigans, has lost a lot of her Republican support that's been propping her up both from within the party and from its supporters. Boebert has lost so much support that she was actually being primaried for her spot on the 2024 ballot by a fellow Republican. All reports and polls showed that Boebert had a very slim chance of keeping her congressional seat in her district, so she just hopped districts. She stated in a Facebook video that she's jumping from the 3rd to the 4th district. She said, quote, "I did not arrive at this decision easily. A lot of prayer, a lot of tough conversations, and a lot of perspective convinced me that this is the best way I can continue to fight for Colorado, for the conservative movement, and for my children's future." Okay, she just needs the money. And speaking of money, she says, quote, "I will not allow dark money that is directed at destroying me personally to steal this seat. It's not fair to the 3rd district and the conservatives there who have fought so hard for our victories, of which I am incredibly grateful." Adam Frisch, the Democratic candidate of the Colorado 3rd, has raised over $7.7 million for his 2024 campaign, 65% of which comes from small individual contributions, 35% of which comes from large individual contributions, and just 0.34% comes from PACs. Conversely, Lauren Boebert has only raised $2.4 million, 45% coming from small donors, 40% from large donors, and 7.2% from PACs. Frisch is still confident he can win the 3rd district, but now he'll likely face off against Jeff Hurd, the Republican who was challenging Boebert. Both the 3rd and the 4th districts lean right, but the 4th is more conservative than the 3rd. With Boebert out of the race in the 3rd, it's possible that some of Boebert's Republican constituents who just couldn't stand her would find it more palatable to vote for Hurd rather than voting for the Democratic candidate or abstaining from voting entirely, detracting from whatever lead Frisch may have held against Boebert. It's unclear what Boebert's odds are in the 4th, but she faces several other Republican hopefuls over there. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my podcast, Modern Context. Thank you.